As well. Let's talk about the auto pack now. Sundeep Kumar is now with us, joining us live from, of course, Sundeep Kumar Bafna, Managing Director of Fortpoint Automotive, as well as, we have an analyst, Kale, from Elara Capital. Sundeep, let's first start with you. What essentially is the sense that you get? Of course, a lot of places in metros are shut where you have mostly, showrooms that sell cars. But what is the sense that you get once things start? How essentially will things happen? We've heard a lot of companies talking about shifting to online. Is that one of the feasible ways to do at this point of time?
Yeah, in fact, online is the only way forward, to be very honest, because according to the kind of analysis which we have today, if you go to see, there are very few places where now people want to go to also. And if it is non-essential, they're just staying at home. Now, car being a non-essential item as on date today, people would like to surf the net, take all the data on the net, as well as contact the dealership on the net. In fact, being in Mumbai, last month, in the month of April, we for Maruti took 170 bookings online, which is like a first time for us. And in two-wheelers for Hero, we are dealers for Hero also. And out there, we took close to about 180 odd bookings online. And we're also dealers for Aisha trucks and buses, in which we took about 25 trucks online booking. Now, this is the way we are finding that this is how the new tomorrow will be, and we are just getting ready for that.
When we just talk about the auto demand, what do you think about two-wheelers? Do you think a lot of people, because of the social distancing norm, will move towards two-wheelers, maybe entry cars? This is something that you expect once the things start to open up, Sundeep?
It's already started. Let me be honest with you. The 170 odd bookings which we took last month, the models which we sold were the Alto CNG option and the WagonR CNG, which are the base models, of course. And along with that, all the customers wanted funding of around 7 years. So just for an example, if I tell you that a Alto, the EMI on a 7-year loan would be about 6,500. The cost of running an automobile on CNG like an Alto would be about 1 rupee 20 paisa per kilometer. So if that guy was doing 100 kilometers earlier with a local train in Mumbai, now he can drive down at 2,500 rupees cost and 6,500 as his EMI. If you go to see this, people are right now only interested because of the social distancing and they want to stay safe, and that's the reason why they're buying. Another thing which we've seen in the four-wheeler industry is people are also preferring the Artica CNG. And when we tried to get deeper into that why they want an Artica CNG, we came to know that there are about 4 colleagues who live in the same society and go to work in the same place. So they would prefer, sharing the product. So, I mean, which earlier they would do a Ola share or something like that. Now, that's how the things are shifting in that segment. On the two-wheeler front, yes, the transport segment, or you might call it the commuter segment, is where the real growth story will happen. And people would prefer motorcycles to scooters now. The reason being that scooters are good for short distances like 10 kilometers or so, but motorcycles above 10-15 kilometers, a person would prefer a motorcycle because of the speed and the safety norms.
So it could be motorcycles over scooters because of the safety norms, because of the long distance travel as well. Okay, Jay, over to you then. I think the key, it's interesting to note, by the way, that two-wheelers are seeing a lot of traction. I think Sundeep as well did allude a little to that. And entry level is something that I think a lot of people are talking about. That's 30% of the market. Jay, do you see that sort of traction where entry level two-wheelers could see the most amount of demand coming by?
Yes, definitely. So, we are also of the view that two-wheelers, especially the entry-level two-wheelers, will definitely benefit. You do have, when there's a cloud over the economy, and also people who would be taking public transport earlier, they have to kind of shift to personal transportation. The natural, kind of trend would be towards two-wheelers instead of initially buying the high-ticket item like a car. So there would be some shift to the two-wheelers, and yes, definitely for the society or kind of reasonably well-off people who could afford a car, but they would kind of want to take it slow, and it will be more of a need-based purchase than a luxury or a aspiration-based purchase. So from that perspective, I think the need-based purchase, you will have downtrading across segments, be it two-wheelers or four-wheelers. And in that scenario, of course, there will be different companies who would benefit differently. And of course, it will be a different trend in rural as well as urban as well. So urban, of course, motorcycles will benefit, but to a certain extent, I believe scooters would also, because you have one vehicle which can be shared across the family members as well. So in certain urban areas, you would have that trend coming in as well. But yes, to your point, that definitely we also are factoring in downtrading in terms of vehicles, cars, or two-wheelers in our estimates.
Incidentally, another segment.
All right. Well, yes, zero sales reported in April. Okay, go ahead, Sundeep.
Another thing which you guys must be more informed about is that corporates will now go in for leasing of
Again, a sense, but I think so far we've got a good gist of what it's looking like on ground, and of course what analysts view as well is on auto sales. Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today on the show.